In this video, we're going to talk about define your future. Don't let your past define you. If this is something that you are interested in, keep watching. In this video, we'll help you understand how to stop letting your past define you. We'll cover the number one thing you have to do to start focusing on and defining your future.
Then Cristy and I will give you 3 secrets to help you break free from the past so you can create an amazing future.
Well, look, there's no denying that the past makes a big impact on how we live our lives. The problem is the impact is very often negative. We let the past define who we are and what we're capable of. We hold on to things that we can't change and we let them dictate what we do with our lives now and in the future.
Hey, we totally get it. Yeah. We have had a lot of hard things in our past, things that you may have heard about and things that you might not even know about. And sometimes hard things come. That's all we can be sure of, is that there are good times and there are not so good times in our lives. But Cristy and I do not want our past to define all that we can be, all that we can do, and all that we can have in our future.
So what can you do to stop letting what happened in the past define you? The first thing you need to do is forgive yourself. If you're having trouble focusing on now instead of on your past, you're holding on to emotions that are keeping you from feeling at peace.
Forgiveness, Cristy, this is something I think people get mixed up a lot, because it really does not mean that whatever happened was okay.
Right.
That is an important point for you to get. It just means that you're embracing the fact that you can't change what happened, and that you're using it to find some peace by forgiving. It doesn't make it okay. It just means that you're saying, I can't change it, so I have to move forward from here.
If you're still holding on to the past and letting it define you, part of you probably still wants to change it. But that is just never going to happen. The past is what it is. I mean, the sooner you can truly accept that, the sooner you can stop letting it define you and instead focus on who you can be right now.
Hey, we get how difficult it can be not to let the past define you. And Cristy and I have talked about this together before. You cannot change what happened to you. All you can change is how you choose to react to it. And we know people that have not reacted well to what happened in the past, and for good reason. And Cristy, it has stopped their lives dead. They cannot move forward. They have a completely stagnant life that is surrounded by the bitterness of what happened to them.
Yeah, I know who you're thinking about too.
Yeah.
You're talking about, we have a family member that struggles with this. And listen, I've been in an abusive relationship. I mean, even though I'm a strong, smart woman, I got together with an abusive guy, and there were times I asked myself, Cristy, how could you let this happen to you? This is not the way we were raised. How did I get myself into this? I mean, it would have been all too easy to just let that whole bullcrap situation define me. And not to air my dirty laundry here, but I've been open with you guys. I got together with a guy who embezzled $36,000 from me. I mean, he was doing it because I wouldn't do certain things in our relationship that he wanted me to do.
Hey, where's the closet? Let's open it up and let the skeletons out.
Right.
Because I got some skeletons in my closet too. And I have never, in all the time I've known Cristy, for her to say to me, oh, because of the abusive relationship I was in, or because of the embezzlement, that's why I act this way. She has never once embraced the victim mentality, and she has always just learned and moved forward. And I'm telling you that it is an astonishing thing with the amount of trauma and the amount of challenges that you've been through in your life.
Yeah, I mean, before I blamed the guy, I blamed the situation, then I blamed myself, and it was just a mess. But forgiving any blame I put on myself for not making different choices was an important step for me to help move forward in this whole thing. I mean, that's what I really want to encourage you to accept, that what happened in the past cannot be changed.
And I think it's really important also to accept your part in the mistake, because once you're saying my part was maybe not the best choice, or my part was this, and then move forward from there. And also, Cristy has 3 secrets that you used to stop letting bad things in your past define you. And I love these.
Well, before we go to the 3 secrets, we want to hear from you. So comment below, because I really love getting to know you, and this is how I can get to know you. And by the way, when I see your name come up repeated times in the comment section, I do get to know you. And then, like when you come to one of our events and you come up to me and you say, hey, I'm Princess Poo Poo 123, and on YouTube, then I'm like, I know that person. So
We do.
Comment below and tell me, what is going on with you? Has this been a problem with you? Letting your past define you, having a hard time moving on. If you're feeling brave and you trust me, I would love for you to just kind of pour out your heart to me in the comments section. All right, so here are those 3 secrets that we can give you to help you move forward. All right, in addition to forgiving yourself, the first thing that I had to do was stop hiding from what happened. When you keep bad things about what happened a secret, it makes them worse because you feel more and more ashamed. Like Joyce Meyer says, your secrets will make you sick. So it doesn't mean that you have to do a public announcement and tell everyone you know. But it might help if you share what happened with a non-judgmental friend or a pastor or a counselor.
Write it down, because once we open the light and open the door to that event, like Cristy said, it's not quite as bad at times as it loses its power is what happens.
Right.
That event loses its power to control you when you reveal it.
Now, sharing what happened with a trusted person, like I share things with Carrie all the time, can bring you so much relief. And I gotta tell you, and I know Carrie, I haven't talked to Carrie about this, so I know she's gonna laugh. Do you remember in church? We were raised in church. Both of our parents are ordained ministers. And we started off younger in our childhood. It was pretty strict Pentecostal. And then we kind of moved into a more non-denominational church. Do you remember the testimony time when people would get up in front of the microphone and they would give their testimony?
Yeah.
But sometimes it turned into a confession. People would get up in front of the church and then they would tell all their problems, and then they would start, and it was embarrassing stuff, and you're like, oh my gosh, John, why are you saying that to everybody? I don't know if
There must have been power in that.
And that's what I'm kind of saying.
Yeah.
There is so much power in getting up. I mean, the Bible says confess your sins one to another that you might be healed, right? But you might not need to get up in front of a microphone in front of a whole congregation and do it. However, there is instant relief when I share things with you.
When Cristy and I went through some child abuse when we were very young, just being able to tell Cristy what had happened to me and talk to my mom and dad about it, it just like shed the light on it, and it kind of lost its big scary outside. And then I could deal with the actual trauma that happened, and I could move forward from there just because I was able to talk about it. There's power in words.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Whenever I get something out that's been bothering me, it actually feels like something, you take off a heavy vest and it just, that's the kind of relief you're going to feel. If you can confide in someone you trust that's not going to go blab to other people, it doesn't, a therapist, a pastor, a friend, a sister, someone like that.
Right, such relief and healing from doing this.
The second thing to stop letting your past define you is show yourself some grace. I mean, for me, that looks like saying, all right, Cristy, like you did the best you could with what you knew at that time.
I know that I may not have done the best that I was capable of doing at that moment in that situation, but with who I was at that time, but I did the best I could in that moment. It maybe not what this age Carrie would have done, but maybe at that age, I made the best choice I could.
I mean, we get it all too well. When you can accept that you did the best you could with who you were and what you knew at that time are the key phrases here.
Yes.
It brings you another step closer to freedom from letting the past define you. All right, the third secret we have for you is just learn from what happened. I mean, it's horrible when bad things happen. Of course it is. But when you can learn something from them and use that lesson to help you move forward, it's a way to make something good out of something bad.
You can use what happened, and in my bad things that happened in my life, and Cristy, for instance, in your bad relationships, to show us what a good relation needs to be, what a good relationship should look like. So there is a silver lining even to the most terrible of things. And Cristy and I can help other women who were molested as kids to understand that it's not their fault, and they can still go on to be strong, to confident, to live amazing lives. And for me as a mother, I have been able to protect my kids really well because I understand how those kind of things happen. That's been good.
I know that for us, the lessons made us stronger.
Absolutely.
And can help make you stronger and help, and you can use these lessons to help other people get stronger too.
It's the same with you. You need to learn something from what happened in the past and use it to be stronger and better now.
If letting the past define you is causing you to not be able to take care of yourself now because you don't think that you deserve to be happy and healthy, well, this is where we come in. This is our jam. This is what we do. We have a special invitation for you. So check out our nutrition program, the Code Red Lifestyle, by joining the Code Red Private Network. You can get it in the App Store or Google Play Store or at coderedlifestyle.com/APP. I linked it up below. You don't need to remember that. You're going to get food ideas, support programs, tips, tricks. I mean, a ton of information, all designed to help you get healthy, lose weight, feel better, and take your life back.
You might also meet a community of people, many of whom have been through a lot of the same things that you have. It will help you start focusing on here and now and the future so you can finally start moving forward.
So we'll see you in the Code Red Private Network, and we'll see you on the next video. Let's talk about define your future and don't let your future, nope. We're talking about, no.
We absolutely, I lost my place.
Yeah,
I'm so
okay.
sorry.
I do that too. You come to one of our events and you see us in person, you're like, hey, I'm Princess Poo Poo. Darn it, because that was going to be funny. Shoot.
I don't know if you or I were capable of doing, perfect.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I thought it was so good. I was like,
you were thinking.
Sorry.
The third thing that we want you to do, hold on. That's awesome. It's so much easier with you, sis.
Oh, thank you.